Living a long life is one thing, but living a long, healthy life, that's a whole different game. We're all hoping for more years, right? But what we're really after are more years of feeling great, having energy, and living life to the fullest. So let's get right into it. Today, we're going to talk about a fundamental switch inside your body, a switch that could be the absolute key to maximizing all those good years.
So, just for a second, I want you to really picture it. Your last 10 years. What does that look like? I mean, is it a time filled with activity, with travel, with joy, surrounded by family? Or is it something else? And look, this isn't just some random thought experiment. This is the central question we're going to unpack today.
Okay, so what we're looking at here are two totally different futures. On the left, you've got path one. This is what, let's be honest, many of us see as kind of normal. A slow, steady decline that starts around age 60, leading to decades of just managing sickness. But then look over at path two, the vital path. Here, your health span stays way up high. You're vibrant, you're strong, right up until the very end. The actual period of being sick is, well, it's tiny.
There's actually a really powerful medical term for this ideal scenario. It's called compression of morbidity. Now, morbidity sounds a bit scary, but it's just the doctor speak for the time you spend sick or disabled. So the whole goal isn't to cheat death, it's to squeeze that period of illness to make it as short as humanly possible. And in doing so, expand the total area of your happy, healthy, active life on that graph. It's about maximizing life.
So the big question is, how in the world do we get on that vital path? Well, it's not some crazy expensive new drug, and it's not a punishing workout plan, I promise. The real key is actually rediscovering a powerful, built-in ability that your body was literally born with, but has probably forgotten how to use.
To really get this, we need to think about our bodies as a kind of super sophisticated engine. But here's the problem for most of us. That engine is broken. It's become addicted to one single, kind of inefficient fuel source, and it's completely forgotten how to tap into its own massive onboard fuel tank. And that forgotten ability? It's called metabolic flexibility. The best way to think about it is like a modern hybrid car. You know how it intelligently switches between the electric battery for cruising around town and the gas tank for the highway? Well, our bodies are designed to do the exact same thing with our two different food fuels. So your body has two main fuel tanks. First, there's the glucose tank, right? It gets filled up by carbs, and it gives you that quick, immediate burst of energy. Then you've got this absolutely massive fat tank. For an average person, this thing can hold over 100,000 calories of stored energy, a huge source of stable, long-lasting power. But, and this is the crucial part, the constant flood of glucose from modern diets keeps your insulin levels high. And high insulin basically acts like a lock on the door to your fat stores. The switch to access all that amazing power, it's rusted shut.
Does any of this sound a little too familiar? That intense, I have to eat right now kind of hunger? Or that dreaded 3 p.m. energy crash that sends you running for coffee or a candy bar? Or, getting hangry? Look, these aren't personality flaws. They are the classic symptoms of a body that can only run on sugar and is literally screaming for its next fix because it can't get to its own fat stores.
Okay, so that leads to the really obvious question, right? How do we fix this broken engine? How do we reactivate our body's amazing fat-burning capability? Well, the path to get there is actually surprisingly simple, and it leads to something pretty profound: freedom from the tyranny of being hungry all the time.
But before we get into the how, let's just agree on a core principle here. For a minute, let's forget all the complicated theories and studies. The only thing that truly matters is the result, the clinical result that you can see and feel in your own body. This is all about your own personal experience, not just some abstract science. All right, so here it is, the two-step reboot sequence. And I'll warn you, it's probably going to challenge everything you've heard for the last 40 years. Step 1. You have to drastically reduce that constant flood of glucose. That means cutting way back on sugars and refined carbs, things like bread, pasta, you know the drill. Step 2. You replace those calories with high-quality fats. And yeah, we're talking about healthy sources like avocados and olive oil, but also traditional fats like butter and egg yolks. This is the shift that teaches your body how to finally unlock and use that other fuel tank. And the first thing you'll notice, and it honestly feels like a miracle, is that the constant nagging, fake hunger, it just vanishes. See, fat gives you this deep, long-lasting feeling of being full. It doesn't spike your blood sugar, so you don't get a crash. It sends this powerful signal to your brain that just says, hey, we're good, we're safe, no need to panic.
And that feeling of freedom is the key that makes the next step not just possible, but easy.
So once you are finally free from that crazy cycle of hunger and energy crashes, something really incredible happens. You unlock a powerful, natural state that your body has been craving, the ability to fast without any effort. And this isn't about willpower, this is about biology.
It's actually pretty simple. When your body is metabolically flexible, it can seamlessly, easily switch over to burning your own body fat for fuel when there's no food coming in. Fasting is no longer this white-knuckle struggle against screaming hunger pangs. It just happens. You just don't feel hungry for much longer periods of time.
And this state of effortless fasting is what triggers a really profound biological process called autophagy. It literally means self-eating. Think of it as your body's built-in deep cleaning system. It goes around, finds old, damaged, junky cells, and recycles them for parts and for energy. It's cellular renewal at the most fundamental level. It's amazing.
And the benefits of turning this system on are just huge. I mean, by clearing out all that cellular garbage, you lower the chronic inflammation that drives aging and disease. Your mind gets sharper, that stubborn brain fog and fatigue just washes away. And on top of all that, you're giving your entire digestive system a much-needed vacation, which has its own cascade of incredible health benefits.
So, let's bring this all the way back to where we started. Remember those 2 life graphs? Well, by reactivating your body's natural metabolic flexibility, you are basically handed the pen to redraw your own future.
I mean, just look at these 2 paths again. That slow decline, it is not inevitable. It's the result of a broken engine. The vital path, the one that's filled with years of health and travel and family and joy, that is the direct result of an engine that's finally working the way it was designed to. You now have the blueprint to build this future for yourself.
So really, it all comes down to this simple 3-step blueprint. First, you reduce the carbs that are jamming up your engine. Second, you increase the quality fats that teach it to burn a cleaner, better fuel. And third, once that constant hunger is finally gone, you just allow your body to naturally fast, unlocking that deep cellular repair.
And the best part? This isn't something you need to plan for weeks or months down the road. The power to start redrawing your life graph, to choose that vital path for yourself, it literally begins with the very next plate of food you decide to eat.
So, you see, the question isn't whether it's possible to do this. The only real question left is, which future are you going to choose?